So good morning everyone, welcome back. Today's recipe, a chicken curry that goes with appam or bread or chapati. So it's I showed the stew once, this is slightly different. So let's go through the items that we need. Of course we need a chicken, so this is almost 2.5 to 3 pounds of chicken cut into medium-sized pieces. Then I have 3 medium-sized potatoes cut into like large size pieces, and I'm also adding a carrot, but it's optional, you don't have to add it. I added 1 carrot, so that's potato and carrot. Then 2 thinly sliced tomatoes. So onions, you can thinly slice it. I use the chopper to chop it, so this is 2 medium-sized onions. 3 cloves of garlic, it's also finely chopped. Then I have some curry leaves. I have ginger. I used 1 small piece of ginger and I chopped it, so it came around 3 tablespoons of ginger, chopped ginger, 3 tablespoons. And I'm using almost 6 green chilies. So you can adjust that spice level according to your likes. The next thing is the main spices list. So I'm using, for spices, I'm using half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1.5 teaspoon garam masala, half a teaspoon black pepper. So if you have whole black pepper or crushed black pepper, you can use that, but since I only have the powder, I'm using half a teaspoon of that. Then I have 2 tablespoons of coriander powder. The one other thing I forgot to show you was the coconut milk. So I'm using again the 13.5 ounce can of coconut milk. So the way I use it, like I said, this kind of chicken curries, it has to cook in coconut milk, so I explained it with the chicken stew. So we'll add half of this while we cook the chicken, and then in the end we will add the other half. And also for garnishing, since I spluttered the mustard first, I don't do the garnishing in the end, but that's optional. You can you don't have to add mustard in the beginning. You add the onion, ginger, everything, you cook all those. Then once everything is done, the chicken curry is ready, you can garnish by spluttering the mustard and frying a little bit of onions and all. I'm going to use almost 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. Mustard almost ready. Lower the flame and let's add the onions. Like I said, our tip to cook this fast. Sprinkle some salt. Once it's almost half cooked, we will add the tomatoes. So let it cook. Lower the flame to medium. So it's been, I stirred it a few times. It's been a few minutes. So yeah, almost half cooked. So I'm going to add the tomatoes. So let that also cook nicely, then we'll come back. So this is ready. You can see the tomato is cooked. See? So now we can add the chicken. Stir this well. Add some salt. You can increase the flame at this point. May I add rest of my curry leaves too. Cook this for 2-3 minutes. Maybe after a minute or so, you can also add the potatoes. I have potatoes and carrot. So stir that. So the one other thing I forgot to mention, if you have bay leaf, you can add that too. That gives some good flavor. So I'm going to use a couple of bay leaves to this. So it's been 2-3 minutes now. Now I'm going to add all the spices, everything together. Lower the flame, mix it well. Now we will add the coconut milk. So I'm going to add half a can of coconut milk to this. The taste of the chicken curry is the cooking it in the coconut milk. So the water is enough to cover the chicken. So in this I added almost 2.5 cans, the 13-ounce can that I used. I used almost 2.5 cans of water to cover. See the color of this chicken curry? Let this cook in this coconut milk water mixture and the spices. So increase the flame, allow it to boil. Once it boils, you can bring down the flame to medium and it has to cook in low flame. See, curry is ready. You can see it's ready. I'm going to add the final blessing, which is the rest of the remaining coconut milk. So you add that and bring it to a boil, and that's it. Then the curry is ready to go. And one other tip I wanted to tell you, in case if you think your curry is too watery, you can always add a teaspoon of cornstarch, mix it with a little bit of this curry, and then bring it to a boil. The remaining half can, mix it well. You don't need to boil it too much. Once you add that final step of coconut milk, just bring it to a boil, and that's it. Boiling, you can see, and I'm going to turn off the gas.